Hi all you slot car racers out there. My name is Rod Forder and I'd like to show you my invention. I call it the slot car balance checking device. It allows to check the balance of your car left to right and also check the balance of your car from front to rear and accurately show you where your point of balance is, the centre of gravity from front to rear. Now I will show you how to check the balance of your car from left to right. But before I do so, I will point out, as you can see, that there is a little bubble level at the rear of the device, and you'll notice the bubble is in between these two black lines. That is proving the device is sitting on a perfectly level flat surface. This is important. Now how do we check the balance? First of all, I'll use my little Mosler here. I put the guide into the slot at the front of the device. That locates the front end. And at the rear, I make certain that the rear of the car is sitting on the device level from left to right. You will notice the bubble is still in the middle between the black lines. This proves that this car is balanced perfectly left to right. I always knew it was beforehand. I've just done this purely for demonstration purposes. Now where do we go from here? What does happen if the car is not balanced? I've got a little bit of lead here which I'm going to put on and show you what happens. Put a little bit of lead on that side. Just let it wobble around. And you see, because it's out of balance now, the bubble is on the other side. I take the weight off, I put it on that side. See what happens. Let the bubble settle down, and you'll see the bubble is now moved to the other side. The car is not in balance. I take the lid off. As it woggle round, the bubble is back in the centre. The car is perfectly balanced. Now how do we find the centre of gravity of the car? First we take the car off the device and we turn it round and put it back on the device, but the other way round. Put it on reasonably square to the device. You see it's obviously heavy at the back. We move it around until we get the bubble sitting in the middle. You see the bubble there, right in the middle. That means that the car must be perfectly balanced on the device. It also means, to be perfectly balanced, from the white line here, which is the centre line, to the rear there must be half the weight of the car. From the white line to the front must be the other half of the weight of the car. Otherwise it will not be balanced. Now what do we do now? We make a mark on the side of the car in line with the white line. I've already put a piece of masking tape on here because I didn't want to actually make a mark on the paint. And I make a little line on the car, the side of the car, lining it up with white line. That mark there shows you the exact centre of gravity of the car. Now we know where the centre of gravity is and we put a mark on the side of the car, we need to take some measurements. We take a measurement from that line to the rear axle, which I know in this car is 37 millimeters. From the rear axle to the front axle, which is the wheelbase, is 84 millimeters. And from the rear axle to the guide pivot post, which is 103 millimeters. There are different opinions of what measurements you use to calculate your balance ratio. I'm going to show you both methods. First method is we take that measurement there, which I know in this car is 37 millimeters, and divide it by the wheelbase 84 millimeters. I come up with a figure on the calculator of 0.44. 0.44 means 44%. Take 44% off 100%, you come up with 56. So you have a balance ratio on this car of 44:56. The other method is you take the measurement from the mark to the rear axle of 37mm, divide it by the rear axle to the guide pivot post of 103mm, you come up with a figure of 36. That's 36%. 36% taken off 100% leaves you with 64. So the ratio then is 36:64. I cannot tell you which method is right or wrong. Again, it is only different opinions. You yourself will have to experiment with your own car, moving weight around, adding or taking weight around, checking how things go on the track, and come up with a ratio that you think is right for you and your car. You can do any modification you want, but if you don't get it right, you can always go back to your original mark and reset. Around the world it is accepted that a 40-60 ratio, or 60-40 ratio, depends how you want to say it, is the starting point to have a balanced car. Remember, the 40-60 ratio is not set in concrete. It is starting point only. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video, and hope it hasn't got too complex for you. But if you have any queries or questions, please do not hesitate to contact me by email. My email address is rodforder, that's RODFORDER @gmail.com. If you want to purchase one of these devices, please contact me and I'll only be too pleased to supply. I do hope that all of you continue to enjoy this fantastic hobby sport as much as I have for nearly 55 years now. Goodbye.